OWCS is heating up as Korea had a massive meta shift away from diving harder than soccer players when hit by a light breeze, while both NA and EMEA started to play a few real matches in the group stage. Before replay codes where Thanos snapped out of existence due to the devs buffing every non-DPS, I managed to snag a few clips of the best and worst plays of the week. Starting off with everyone's favorite Egro Slayer, PGE. This guy went absolutely demonic on the lobby because he could sense all of the baddies' eyes on him during this big moment. It was students of the game's first match on the official stream for the tourney during high stakes extra rounds, so you already know he understood what he needed to do in order to find the next duo to fumble. You can tell he was really feeling himself too, because he swaps to Widow, hits nothing, and still goes for this whack ass flank. But the craziest thing is, after this display, Rack gives him the window to play Kovacs for the finisher, and Evan Shelby hits the 3-time goob. Bro got the reaction time of Prime Kong from Ping Pong the animation here. I do not care that they're giving him more resources than even the United States could offer, but if we're getting more of this, then keep him topped off. Unfortunately, the flip side is what happens when the baddies are absent. We observe that PGE loses all motor function and hits us with the most Looney Tune ass reaction in all of Overwatch. I've never seen a man realize in real time that he is not built for this. But it wasn't just PGE. Hitscans in general took over after a week of flex DPS oppression, with a multitude of Cassidy, Sojourn, and Widow players completely taking over games. For example, Prophet rolled up to the stage with multiple IV bags of pure Adderall being dripped into his veins. This guy pops walls, makes light work of Decay like he's just another montage victim, then stares down Choi as he busts out the overclock. And to be honest, Choi is far stronger than me, because with the way Prophet is stanced, I'd fold, I'd slide out of there completely. He's looking at Choi like he ain't even a threat, and you know what? He's right. Choi gets clapped, and as if the clip wasn't good enough, he grabs 2 more kills for security. He is making damn sure that he's never getting dropped ever again. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I kid you not, I have over 4 minutes just from this weekend alone of Prophet doing dastardly things that could only happen if all his chakras are perfectly aligned, or he received divine intervention and is simply performing his god-given role of being that guy. Then you got people like Manually hitting a nasty 5k in OT, showcasing the entirety of Cassidy's kit. Bro made a car cube guide mid-series. Classic 2-tap followed by the nade slow and double fan the hammer combo with roll for movement into the high noon schmicks and cleanup. When you hold F1 on cast, this is the clip little Timmy should see. More on the Sojourn side, you got Knife being really the only thing keeping Yeti relevant. This meta shift is like 15 911s for donghak. They tried to keep up with the dive, but in the end, gave up and put Bro on Ram, and the results are shocking. Love him or hate him, donghak will end the fight in the enemy backline. I'm not sure if he thinks he has infinite HP, if his S key is broken, or if he just trolls for the love of the game, but he's making plays that not even Fielder and Chio could save. When Bro is on Ram, all he thinks about day and night is pummeling supports. It does not matter where anyone else is. Bro is going from point A to point B, no matter the cost, no matter the distance, no matter the obstacles in his way. He just running through like he found out the McRib is back for a limited time only. Just look at this, bruh. He does not care about the objective in OT. He'd rather C9 and lose the map than spend even one more moment not punching Prophet. And you can tell that his opposition cannot believe this shit. donghak pulls up on Prophet, and Bro did a double take to make sure he wasn't imagining things. He had to call over Mag to corroborate his testimony. But to be fair to donghak, he wasn't responsible for the biggest atrocity on tank this weekend. Sometimes when players make curious decisions, you wonder if the Cash App notification just hit. But with Mag on Esperanza, there was no question. Runaway got checkpoint within a minute and a half, lost a single fight, and then Mag swaps off of Orisa and onto Reinhardt. For the next 4 minutes, he played the big guy with the funny hammer and did not land a single swing, not even one. It really is impressive how awful the Rein looked. It's not like Mag is bad at Rein, it just isn't a playable option. The second he swapped off, Runaway made a comeback, and then we got the biggest clown car fight of OWCS so far. It starts off with Lee Jae-gon and Prophet going for an unreal flank. They have the ult advantage by a lot, so I don't know what compelled them to get so quirked up. But anyway, Lee Jae-gon hears the flux and breaks out with his beat, but peep his HP. Bro makes plays like these just to feel something. You really cannot convince me that this guy right here is clinically sane. But hold on, everybody, hold on. We have Zest lining it up, doing the mental calculus to land this pulse bomb and secure the map, and he decided to hate crime a pole instead. Bro did not like the way it was looking at him. We have just one final piece to complete the puzzle. Mag is looking for the finishing flux to close out the map and redeem his Reinhardt trolling, but he hits the C9 instead. Just tragedy from the entirety of Runaway. Well, I did say that that fight was a clown show. Some fights are so ass, all you can do is cry. Later in the series, Genesis is on the wrong side of it, but this time there is no vision, maybe some misplaced passion, and no good plays. This was match point. Genesis were one team fight away from winning the series, but instead, Kalios flies an entire area code away from his team, bombs into the sky so he 100% cannot remech, and dies. Then Maka pops window in an attempt to turn the fight, but gets shamoned by Prophet. And last but not least, Teru sees the 3v5 in front of him and decides they can turn the fight, so he drops the beat. This is the type of disaster class performance that has a high chance of booming the entire team, but it really does not get better for Teru. Bro knows he is not built for this. He straight up walks back into Pepe's Terra Surge after he escaped it. Is he trying to boop it? Is there an invisible banana peel on the wall and he slipped in? I don't get it. And yes, Faith does hit a good boop on him, but it did not matter. Bro walked in there of his own volition and Faith tried to cover it up, and Faith has been hitting these boops all game, so you know it's coming. Just because Teru is making his team a victim doesn't mean he's immune to being one. Another goated Lucio play came from Lep calling out that Opener is gonna steal his flow after he beats, so he runs up and sends him flying, delaying his beat just enough so Riker aka Julius Bubs 12 is cooked. Now I've delayed long enough and must bring up the large stallions in the lobby. Orisa gets a bad rap, and a lot of people are not too pleased when she's around. But if you ignore her, you'd miss Peppy playing her like the government has his family held hostage. I've never seen anyone play this hero with so much passion. You can tell he is putting his soul into every keystroke. You'd also miss Tuyu canceling two ults back to back, not just once, but twice in the same point. Sure, one of them might be High Noon, but then he disrupts with Terra Surge and gives Mag the business with the javelin throw. Just heat. But even better, Tuyu hit the flux cancel off the map, making light work of Mag again into Ajaxing Lee Jae-gon. This is the type of play that would even invoke positive emotions from Samito. But hold up, what's the full story with this Lee Jae-gon Ajax? You might think we're past the Lucio portion of the video, but Feed Jae-gon got one more in him. It turns out while being one Cheerio away from ult, he wanted to touch the point even though Zest already had it covered, then go around the world like he Daft Punk, just to come back and, like the goat he is, die mid beat cast. It doesn't matter how many times he pulls shit like this, my jaw is always on the floor. How is he so ass but the goat at the same time? It's like bro gets bored and needs to do this or he will spontaneously combust. To round out the week, we have the most intense bout of North America, Timeless versus M80. On Coliseum, Timeless is looking to come back in overtime. To start, Rocket perfectly juggles the OT timer and sticks Hawk for an easy fight win, which makes things look good for the spin back. But then Rocket takes one step too far to the left and Hydron puts on the best Lee Harvey Oswald cosplay this world has ever seen. It was at this exact moment where Hydron struck Rocket with the might of God and bro was officially 100% cooked. With that said, those are my highlights of this week, but let me know your favorite or any I missed in the comments, and feel free to alert me of any to include for next week when they happen in either my Discord or on Twitter. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.